Hello YouTubers, welcome back to Yorkshireman66. I am Mark, your host, your entertainment officer, and I hope you're liking this mini-series on what's the problem with the Conservatives, what's the problem with the Labour Party, and now I'm doing what's the problem with the Liberals, basically. So, the problem is with the Liberal Party. Right, the article is about the former British Liberal Party for the party formed by we all know that. The Liberal Party was one of the two major political parties in the United Kingdom, with the opposing Conservative Party in the 19th century, early 20th century, the party across from alliance of Whigs and free trade and supporting Peel-likes and the reformist radicals in the 1850s. By the end of the 19th century, it had formed four governments under William Gladstone, despite being divided over the issue of Irish Home Rule, and the party returned to government in 1905 when won a landslide victory in the following year's general election. So you see, they are what they are. Yeah, it founded 1859, 162 years ago. Under Prime Minister Henry Campbell Bannerman, 1905-1908, H. Asquith, 1908 to 1916, the Liberal Party passed the welfare reform that created the basic British welfare state. Although Asquith was a party leader, its dominant figure was David Lloyd George. Asquith was overwhelmed by the wartime role of the coalition Prime Minister, and Lloyd George replaced him as Prime Minister in late 1916, but Asquith remained a Liberal Party leader. The pair fought for years over control of the party, badly weakening it in the process. In the Oxford Campion to British historian Martin Pugh argues, Lloyd George made a greater impact on British public life than any other 20th century leader, thanks to his pre-war introduction of Britain's social welfare system, especially medical insurance, unemployment insurance, and old age pensions, largely paid for taxes on high incomes and on the land. Furthermore, in foreign affairs, he played a leading role in winning the First World War, redrawing the map of Europe at the Peace Conference, and partitioning Ireland. There you go. So, Liberal Democrats have done a lot of things, their welfare state and things like that. So, you can see where they've come into it. You know what I mean? Creating all the welfare system and things like that. They've done pretty good, actually. The government, Lloyd George, was dominated by the Conservative Party, which finally deposed him in 1922. By the end of the 1920s, the Labour Party had replaced the Liberals as the Conservatives' main rival. The Liberal Party went into decline after 1918, and by the 1950s won few 6 seats at general elections, apart from notable by-election victories. Formed the SDP Liberal Alliance with the newly formed Social Democrat Party in 1981. At the 1983 general election, the alliance won over a quarter of the vote, but only 23 of the 650 seats it contested. At the 1987 general election, its share of the vote fell below 23%, and the Liberals and Social Democrat Party merged in 1988 to form the Liberal Democrats. Splinter Group reconstituted the Liberal Party in 1989. Prominent associated with the Liberal Party into the philosophy John Stuart Mill, and economist John Maynard Keynes, and social planner William Beveridge Winston Churchill authored Liberalism and Social Problem, 1909, praised by convincing argument and widely considered as the movement's Bible. So that's the one. Liberal Party. They've had quite a few. I mean, Paddy Ashdown were a great big influence in that. So were Charles Kennedy. You know, I mean, they've had plenty. Nick Clegg. You know, they've had quite a few people in there. But yeah. So you see, the Liberal Democrats, you know, formed in 1988, and that leaving that to be there. Thus, you know, no more Liberals. So as the Liberal Party, as we know it, is gone. Basically, it's the Liberal Democrats now. So, and that's that really. There's not much more to tell. Yes, they have been in power in the early part of it, but not recently. I think they've only got about 12. Yeah, I don't know if they've got 12 members in Parliament now. I'm not too sure. But under the Liberal Democrats, they're weakening all the time. I think their worst general election was the 2019 one. It really was. That was a really bad general election, and things like that. So this is going to be pretty short because there's not much to tell about the Liberal and the Liberal Democrat Party. Can't really go because they've never, all the time I've been alive, they haven't been in power. It's always been Labour and the Conservatives. But I thought I'd do the Liberals and explain how they came about. Well, how they came about in 1988 with the Liberal Democrat, Scottish Democrat Party basically, and they joined forces. It's as simple as that, becoming the Lib Democrats basically. Like I said, Paddy Ashdown was leader for a fair while, and things like that. Jo Swinson, she was the last leader, basically. The one, the one what they got now, leader, is going to be useless. You know what I mean? They need to get back to liberalism. I mean, they have been accused. They are a centre-right party, but they have been accused of being conservatives in disguise, because they don't show the true liberalism like they used to do, and things like that. So that's that really. So there's not much to tell about that particular party. All I can say is it's an old party. It really is an old party. It's 162-year old, but the Lib Dems take all that. They take all the share of it and things like that. So we do know. You know what I mean? So really, this is only a short video to explain about the Liberal Democrats. There's not much to tell, as you can see, but do the Liberals have our best interest at heart if they got in power? No. No politician does. All politicians lie. Every politician, as far as I'm concerned, lie, and Nick Clegg lied and things like that. If the Liberal Democrats ever got into power, it'll be worse for this country because they'd want to rejoin in Europe. That means giving up our currency as it is. So they would want to rejoin. So would you want to rejoin the EU under the Liberal Democrats? That's what they would want to do. Would you get a referendum on it? I don't think we would. I think they'd force us back into it. As simple as that. I don't think they'd have a referendum. They don't need to have a referendum, but I think that's what they do, and that's what they keep saying they do, and things like that. Also, they're trying to hit on the green talk. Save the planet and things like this. Like everybody else. So they're just as bad as Labour and Conservatives, really. You know what I mean? Would you trust the Liberals? The Liberals have done some good in the early part of the 20th century, doing the welfare state and things like that. But the Lib Dems, I don't know. I won't trust them. I don't trust any politician. It's as simple as that. And I definitely won't trust the Liberal Democrats or even the Green Party as far as I could throw them. All I know is the Liberal Democrats need to keep an eye on that. They need to win more seats and grow back stronger than what there was before. or they could be gobbled up. I mean, the Green Party are getting stronger all the time, and they're not far away from each other, basically. The only thing what's keeping Liberal Democrats in that third place is the number of seats they've got. If they can double or triple in the next general election, if they can double the seats, that'll be even better for them. They just need to keep going that way, building the party slowly up. You know, don't even have a manifesto. What is outrageous, basic common sense. But politicians don't know what common sense is really in that respect. So, would we ever see a Liberal Democrat in my lifetime become government? No, I don't think we will. I don't think it'll happen. Something drastically has got to happen to them two top parties for Liberal Democrats to get into power. Or the Liberal Democrats have to have a damn good manifesto where people will believe. Under Joe Swinton, nobody believed him because it was too good to be true, basically. And that's what cost them the general election. Her stupidity as well, I mean, she were really being stupid and stupidity all over. You know, especially going outside Parliament saying, I am standing for Prime Minister. That's all the bollocks. You don't do that. We're not in America. And people told her this, and she gave car crash interviews, and that's why the Lib Dems failed as much as what they have done under her. So Joe Swinson was the wrong leader at the time. There's only one party that had a female leader, and that's Labour Party, but there you go. Well, this is the Liberals. So, Liberals, like I say, in the early, while they've been Liberal Democrats, they've been close to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've always been in third place. Our political party system, it's only two parties. It favours the two strongest parties. It doesn't favour the third party, if you know what I mean. So they're on an uphill struggle, literally, and they ain't got enough members, enough people who would vote for them to win the general election. Like I say, something drastic has got to happen to the top two parties. We've got to literally have a nightmare of a general election, basically, for Liberal Democrats to be in with a chance. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's ever going to happen. So, if you've liked this little short series of political parties, please give me a thumbs up. Please like the video, please subscribe if you're new. Please, please, please hit that bell icon and hit all that, but you know when I'm uploading a new video. It's free to subscribe, so please feel free to subscribe. Please share the video, share it to your friends and family, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Universe, Galaxy, wherever. Whatever. And please comment below. I know this is a pretty short one compared to the others, but there were bigger parties, and I had a lot to go through. There wasn't a lot of history on the Liberals or on the Liberals at all before it went into the Liberal Democrats. I've read exactly the same as what I read on the other two parties. You know what I mean? But I got you've enjoyed this short little mini political party series, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.